Good evening. I hope I find you well on this kind of warm day in some ways. I'll mention it when we're talking and then doing Let's Talk. So we start off with our hymns. I'll go back to me normal one. Sweetheart of Jesus, fount of love and mercy, today we come, thy blessing to implore. Oh, touch our hearts, so cold and so ungrateful, and make us love thee more and more each day. Sweetheart of Jesus, we implore. Oh, make us love thee more and more. Sweetheart of Jesus, make us pure and gentle, and teach us how to do thy blessed will, to follow close the print of thy dear footsteps, and when we fall, sweetheart, oh, love us still. Sweetheart of Jesus, we implore. Oh, make us love thee more and more. Isn't that lovely? Oh, blessed Mother. As I kneel before you, as I bow my head in prayer, take this day, make it yours, and fill me with your love. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu. All I have, I give you. Every dream and wish are yours, Mother of Christ, Mother of mine, present them to my Lord. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu. As I kneel before you, and I see your smiling face, every thought, every word is lost in your embrace. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu. That's lovely. Did you like that? You pound you did. You don't hear them often enough, you don't, but you hear them from yours truly. And you'll continue to hear them, please God, as long as I'm on this earth. Now, let's talk. How are you today in this country? Now, as I drove in towards Kells there this afternoon, I was looking to get my waddy apple berry. Now, they didn't have it in the local one, Cadden's and Supervisor here. They didn't have it in McAvoy's, the supervisor in Virginia yesterday. And lo and behold, they didn't have it in supervisor in Kells. So I got the nearest thing to it, apple and pear. It's extraordinary that three of them now haven't got this apple berry, which I like and which is lovely. It has the vitamins in, and so do the other ones, of course. But, anyways, it just shows you, doesn't it? 17 degrees as it was going in. It's warmer today than it was in the summer. I don't like it, to be honest with you. It's turned things upside down. And so we had good news from the United States. I spoke about it this morning. I'll speak about it again. I was delighted that President Trump, Donald John Trump, J. Trump, but I think it stands for John, Donald John Trump, was elected President of the United States. And apparently, the Senate will have more Republicans, and likewise, the Congress will have more Republicans. But before that, it was all gloom and doom, and they were supposed to be neck and neck. It didn't make sense. And the pro-abortion crowd seemed to, at the killing of the innocent by their mothers, they seemed to have an approach, and even EWTN, a business of neck and neck, and I certainly couldn't understand it. And the polls and then media in this country, you could ignore the media here. They're so negative, it's unbelievable that they're allowed to function, and anybody will buy their rubbishy old papers. Who wants to hear all this bad news? We did a video there this morning about the triumph of President Trump, a special one, with Oliver, my good friend Oliver Foley. And quite frankly, he was quoting from the Irish Examiner. Now, I didn't read that. Had looked at something before that from Fox News, and where President Trump was he wasn't in the White House. He was in a crowd, and they were all cheering and all the rest. His wife Melania was there, and his family was there with their children, and he had the little boy, and he said, "You're supposed to be the image of me, but you're much more good looking." Little child, and he said, "What's your name?" And I think he said none or something, a little stupid little lad. But President Trump is running mate. I liked him, Vance, J.P. Vance, John Patrick, I hope. And so he's a Catholic. And I prophesied that President Trump would become a Catholic because he has the hallmarks. The last term he did good with the Supreme Court that voted for, which they should have never voted for abortion. It should have been left to the various states to go about their old codology if they want to have their potential mothers killing babies. That's their business. It's disgraceful. It's crying for heaven for vengeance. And I hope President Trump goes down that road of protecting the unborn. I think he's a fundamentally good person underneath. And I think he'll become a Catholic. I prophesied that this morning. His running mate is a Catholic, and that's good. And certainly the other crowd were going to penalise Catholics, then they'd have to go along with whatever terrible agenda they had. The killing of the innocent and the whole gender business and all the rest of it. It's pure and unadulterated. It's evil. And it needs to be curtailed. And children need to be taught that to respect the great identity they have, and not to be told that and false, which is they have been indoctrinated. That's what the communists do, and this is what this crowd is doing. So there must have been a communist influence in the Democratic Party that permitted such evil. It seemed to be endemic in it. But we did a program, and I'm just speaking about it now. I'm delighted that he was, because he thinks he's a force for good. Our media here is so out of touch with reality, it's unbelievable. They can't see good in that, and they're anti-Catholic bigots as well. So we pass no remark on what they have to say. They need to change their views, and likewise the government here. Crazy what they've inflicted on people, hate speech, this codology. They seem to be going down a terrible road. Who would ever want to vote for somebody of that caliber? I hope that you get a bum's rush when there's an election, because you couldn't support him in a fit. Anybody else, even Sinn Féin, might turn out to be good. Surely to God, they're not all pro-abortion and killing the innocent. Have they no conscience or something? As Shakespeare said, conscience doth make cowards of us all, but those mothers that kill their babies, they must be in a state of quite evil to do such a thing. I don't know how they can live with themselves. But they need to repent, of course. That's the only cure, and become Catholics if they're not Catholics. And to try and obey the sacrament of confession and change their ways completely and pray for those that they're after killing. They have a life. I pray that they'll be in heaven. Yeah. So God help us. But anyway, the good news is that, but as regards our news, they're so out of touch and they're so negative that pass no remark on them and all the rest of it. My friend Oliver was talking about he'll end war in Ukraine, I'm fairly sure, because President Putin will know he's doing it straight. He didn't know where he stood. Nobody knew where he stood with President Biden. He didn't seem to have a proper view about things in the general sense of the word, and whereas President Trump has, and we support those type of attitudes, that he has, and certainly didn't support the other crowd in a fit. I couldn't. And to a part for Catholics to be doing what Biden was doing is absolutely dreadful. It's sinful. And so the bishops would want to wake up from wherever slumber they're suffering from and call a spade and call, speak the truth and have the sacrament of confession, for goodness sake, in every Catholic church after Holy Mass and on Saturdays. We wake up over that. And do your duty like the apostles. If you were, if the apostles were like you, we'd never have a Catholic faith. So wake up from your old slumbers, wherever you are at, and that man and Kerry repent of what they did to Father Sean Sheehy. Yeah. Anyway, we're talking about good news. President Trump, thank God, and hope his running mate, Catholic J.P. Vance, John Patrick, I hope. I hope I can find his name. That's what it is. Be a great asset. You know where you stand. Cardinal Burke, what a great man he is too. Another Irish man. And Cardinal Timothy Dolan, he's a good man too. In New York. Celebrations. Bye now.